Hello, guys. My name is Viper, and welcome to the Game Takes podcast, episode 50. 50? Man, I started this in July of 2019. It is almost 2 years since I started. Mostly I had big breaks between March of 2020 and December 2020, and then the big gap again with February 2021 and May. But we're episode 50. That's crazy. So we're gonna do a different style podcast. Well, it's not really gonna be different. It's kind of usual, but it's something that mostly you guys, the viewers on Twitter, Instagram, you guys all use social media, and there's some big fights coming up. Some of them are YouTubers versus TikTokers. Some of them are actually YouTubers versus real fighters. And well, it's only one fight that's real, but there's been a big gas about these social media fights. Some people might not know them, some people might not even give a shit. But I was interested in this topic because I do keep up with these social media stars. Maybe not on the YouTube side, but the TikTok, since TikTok has been blowing up. We're gonna go through all the fights. So all the undercards, the main two, and then probably extra one in the way. Let's have a guest introduce himself, and then we'll get going.
Yo, guys, thank you for having me on, Viper. My name is GZA. I am a Twitch streamer. Uh, I was invited to be a part of the podcast today to talk about all the social media fights that will be going on in the month of June. Especially, I've been keeping up with the YouTube side of things, especially. I've kind of been on and off with the TikTok side, like especially with Bryce Hall and Austin McBroom. But yeah, I'm glad to be on, man. I appreciate you having me on, brother.
Yep, that's good. So I'm gonna be sharing the screen. We're gonna kind of go through all the fights if it would let me do it. Sorry, it's gonna take a while. Um, so we're gonna kind of go through all the fights here. Actually, I gotta skip the Twitter page. Hopefully it's working. Okay, so we'll move this away. Let's go through all the fights. So we're gonna kind of. Oh my gosh! No, this is blocking my way. Okay. That's annoying. The tab is blocking my way, so I have to. Sorry, this might take a while to.
No worries, man.
Hopefully this disappears. The top, but we're gonna make it work. With my background showing, but
Mm-hmm.
so we're gonna start with. So how we're gonna do these fights is kind of, since we it might be too quick of a podcast. So we kind of talk about, okay, who's you're going to go for bias here, as mostly that's how we're going to do it. But we're going to go
Sure.
for two styles of it. We're going to go for, let's look at the physical stature. What advantages, as we're going to kind of look for the TikTok side, it might, YouTubers, TikTok. Most of these people haven't fought. And unless I might be wrong, I think, no, none of these guys have ever fought a real kind of fight where it's kind of like a actual sanctioned fight. Unlike the Logan
Right.
Paul versus Floyd Mayweather, which they do have records on them, and also the surprise fight that I'm gonna do. But these guys haven't fought for. So we're gonna look at the physicality tape, where, okay, how could this fighter have advantage against this one? What could we see just from the body stature? I know it's not going to be that much we can see, but kind of that, and then we'll go on physicality wins, and then kind of you go with your opinions on who's actually going to win. Kind of your fan
Right.
favorite, but in reality terms, well, actually, oh, sorry, who you want to win and who is going to win via kind of actual fighting uh,
Yeah.
physicality. So the first one is Tanner Fox versus Ron Storrs. I might as well explain each of the guests too. So this, actually, before I kind of, so this, this is going to take a lot of moving, but here's Tanner Fox. As you can see from the scroll, not much you can do. Dated Taylor Elisa for a little bit. Mostly that didn't go out well. Kind
No.
of, but they did it for a while. There's gonna be a lot of pictures. Music, a YouTuber, kind of music creator. Also, fun fact about him, since he's a gaming perspective, has part ownership in Space Station Gaming. So that's a
Very
fun
true.
fact right there. And Ryland Storms, let's go to the other side. Uh, E-boy, that's kind of how I want to go with that. TikToker, mostly was a former member of the Hype House, kind of a kind. So yeah, that's kind of all I got. Not much I kind of know about him personally, but let's kind of look at the physical. Let's kind of look at both sides. So let's go with this picture right here. I don't know. It's the only one that shows. So what do you
Yeah.
think? Do you think Tanner Fox with this physicality has a chance? Can fight him.
Um, for being really technical, I mean, I guess
I,
cardio wise, I think he could probably last. I mean, he's not the world's strongest guy either, so I don't really expect much like knockout power from him.
yeah, these are kind of
Um,
two low weight fighters. That's what we got to go with
yeah,
here. I'm trying to get this. Might take a while to get me going here, but actually, sorry for technical difficulties with this. I do on a laptop. I don't have a monitor. Okay. So here, let's
not
do
too
kind of a
good.
comparison here. Kind of what do you see like with their physical statures?
Obviously he's fucking fit. Sorry for my language.
That's good.
He's he's pretty trim. He's like he said also said he's a pretty low weight guy. I mean, he's not. I don't think this is gonna be a total slugfest. I think it's gonna be pretty much who can outlast the other at this point. Especially the other guy too. He wasn't really that built in stature either.
I wish we had the
Honestly,
heights of these guys because I feel like Ryland's taller, but kind of going off that. Well, I don't know how old the Tanner Fox picture is, but I don't know. I cannot see Tanner Fox fighting. I think these both guys are probably chasing the bag.
yeah, for sure.
I don't know if we can really tell. It looks like Tanner Fox got more muscular, but it's kind of really hard to tell because he's really a skinny guy.
Right.
You mentioned the cardio part. It's kind of really hard to tell. They they're probably training for this, just so you can chase the bag, but I can't see this being a really serious fight. I think
Nah.
so. Who do you got on the physicality wise, and then who do you got for actually who you want to win?
Physicality, I might have to give it to Tanner just by a very, very slight edge. Because,
And
like I said,
yeah,
these guys are very similar in stature. It's not going to be, and it's not going to be a an all out fist fight. It's just going to be who can outlast the other. Like you said, they're probably just doing this for the money, which honestly I can't blame them. But
and who do you got actually winning, or like you want to win?
who do I want to win? I like Tanner the most. I've watched his content for the last few years now. I mean, I'm not a huge fan of what he does either, but I've watched him a lot more than the other guy. So
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Tanner Fox for kind of the same things, just kind of both sides. I think the physicality. I don't know how updated the picture is. Again, I didn't do
right,
much, but just seeing how he has basically a six pack. Looks like he has a little bit of bicep muscle. It's kind of I don't know how much he trains. I'm guessing if going by weight, not really a deep statch. I go 140, 150, and probably same thing for Ryland, probably 130, 140.
yeah,
These guys probably have a decent height. I don't know. I think Ryland's a little bit taller. But again, we don't know what we can see. Again, Tanner Fox could get his
exactly.
shit knocked out, and you don't. Ryland could be doing fights all day. And also,
That's true.
fun fact about this fight: it wasn't even supposed to be Ryland's turn. It's supposed to be Nick Austin, which I'll show you a picture.
Mhm.
It's this guy with the yellow the Bulls hat. So it's supposed to be that guy, but it didn't occur. So next fight will be FaZe Jarvis versus Michael Lee. Let's get a fun fact about both of these guys. FaZe Jarvis, FaZe clan member, brother of
Mhm.
FaZe, little brother of FaZe K. I didn't realize he was 18 years old or 18 or 19 years old. I thought he was younger.
Yeah,
And
yeah, he doesn't look that old.
okay, we got a lot of crying pictures. It's kind of hard to find something that will work, but uh, okay, let's go with the good. We got a boxing one, and the other one is Michael Lee. Goes by the name I think just Mako, if I'm right. He's a dancer, very popular dancer. I think he has over 5 million followers on TikTok. Yep, I was right with just Mako. Let me. So it's gonna take a while to find these pictures. I probably should have these tabs open a while, but so kind of talk about fade. Actually, I don't have the. Damn, it's gonna find pictures. We're just gonna go with a random one. Whoever shows a full body.
Mhm.
Let's go with this one. So let's go with FaZe Jarvis first. So from from the picture you see, who I see is kind of maybe hard to tell. What do you got on him?
I mean, obviously he's doing a photo shoot with boxing gloves out, so I guess he's gonna take this like semi seriously, a lot more seriously than Tanner Fox and Ryland are, I guess. I mean, he's a pretty in shape guy too. Um, feel like he could do some damage to somebody.
Yeah, I think it works the same thing. He does have the physical build. It might not really show that much. I thought, he's not really. I didn't think he was gonna be that fit. He looks stocky. I don't know. It just looks normal. It looks like a kind of a normal guy. Maybe not the full
Yeah,
6 pack. The chest isn't that big. I don't know how much is gonna hurt him. Shoulders. I'm gonna guess on weight 170, 180.
that sounds about
He's
right.
small height. I think that might be a disadvantage. But I think Michael, as we kind of compare to others, I think he's the same height. Let me go with this one. This might be easier to kind of tell if you look on the left image of Michael Lee. The height looks a little bit, I don't know, it might be the same height, but it's kind of hard to tell from these pictures. So going back to face Jarvis, where he kind of switch sides. I think he can be a power punch. I think, this one could be one of the most interesting fights. I think this one could be really upset. I don't know how. I think they might like make him more, Michael Lee more. I think this one's gonna be
Hmm.
actually a good fight because I think it's something where it's not. I don't think these guys are chasing the money. I don't. This is one of the matches I don't think they're chasing the money. We go first fight to
No.
boxing, Ryland Storms. Both skinny guys. I cannot see them lasting long. Unless you want to go to a lightweight division for true
Hmm.
fact, but I don't. Can't see him as fighters. But face Jarvis, he looks like he wants to beat the shit out of someone. Well, with that evil smile. So I think we got to see what happens. So let's look at Michael Lee. This is kind of hard to find pictures. Just kind of sorry, this might take a while, guys, as this is not easy to kind of find. Oh my god! See, this is the problem. You can't find like full pictures of him like without a shirt on.
Right.
Like as
Yeah,
no
but I like the
no.
point you brought up though, like because Jarvis, I don't think he's chasing the money. He's already got money from gaming. He's got money from FaZe. I don't think he's gonna be. I don't think he's hurting for money that bad.
I couldn't see him as that, but I think it could be one of the most interesting fights. I think it could be one of the quickest fights.
It could be,
If
yeah.
I can't really find a picture because he wears a long sleeve shirt every single time. Let's just go and go off whatever we see right here on the, this whatever picture I selected. Kind of, yeah, it's so hard to tell because you can't find like a video on it or a TikTok. But a decent height, looks like he might be skinny, but maybe looking off this picture where his forearms, it looked kind of big. So it's not really a skinny forearm. So he could probably be the same, maybe a little bit less weight than Jarvis. But I don't know. It's hard to tell from the pictures.
Mhm.
So, sorry, this one's probably gonna be a quick one because we can't find any pictures. Who do you got winning the? Who do you got based on physicality and actually who you want to win?
Um, I think Jarvis is gonna win this one, and I think it's gonna be like you said, a fairly quick one. I can't see this one lasting all that long. And who do I want to win? Jarvis. I mean, I've heard of Michael Lee a little bit, but I've also like Jarvis, FaZe. I've watched FaZe since I was in high school, so it's gotta keep going with that one. So
Yeah. Oh, actually, I do have a boxing video. So if it shows on this screen, this might take a while. Sorry, I guess might not be able to see it.
I see it. Yeah. Oh, seems like
He's
he's
got some
still on.
quick
He's
speed.
yeah. Might be yeah, he seems like he would be pretty fast around the ring, honestly.
Really agile. Oh, there might be another one. But that's the only. I think I posted recently. I think I might switch this up. I think I got Jarvis. I think like physicality. I think Mako. I didn't think he looks kind of similar size with Jarvis, and it just seems I don't know. I can't see Jarvis punching fast. That's kind of hard to tell.
No, I think
Maybe
Mike, yeah, I think Lee has the speed advantage there, just judging from that video.
well we got. So I kind of won. I think the physicality of Lee, just Mako, but I think actually what I want to win is face Jarvis because it's just he. He just seems so happy. I don't know. Because of phase and all of that, and he
Yeah.
seems like he wants to put up a fight. Just kind of it could be an upset. I think people want to see Michael Lee just make a win, but so
Mm-hmm.
next one is DDG and Nate Wyatt. Now, I don't know. So DDG is a rapper,
Mm-hmm.
YouTuber, goes by the name Pontiac DDG. Fun fact, for anyone who, as I kind of look for a picture, fun fact, he is from Pontiac, Michigan. Now I probably said this. I don't know how many times I probably said this, but I mentioned it. But I actually lived near Pontiac. I lived about 10 minutes away. Give you a heads up, Pontiac, if you don't ever visit, Pontiac is not the safest city. As it's kind of like a Detroit style kind of. Let's look at this picture. It's kind of like a Detroit style city. Not really great. Probably had some issues after the Cardin Street kind of failed with bankruptcy and all that. And yeah, and then Nate Wyatt, TikToker, I think a model, has a little bit white. I don't know why he looks so. Can't do shit. He looks so. I don't know why. Like again, like I just thought about like right now. He just looks so white, but he's African American. So yeah, let's look at kind of the physicality tapes right now. DDG. So it's gonna be this picture on the left. How do you kind of look at it from this? If I can find any better ones, but
Um, he seems like one of these, kind of like the welterweight, middleweight guys that can probably put up a pretty good fight, judging from the press. I was actually watching a press conference video with him and Nate Wyatt, and I think DDG has a very, very slight size advantage because I was able to see them both on video. Their statures are not very far off, if you want me to be honest. And DDG I think he's gonna be able to back up his words from the past press conference.
I feel like both these guys kind of from DDG. DDG looks like he has some. I think both these guys have muscle. I think this one can be closest. I said the last fight could be interesting, but these ones, I think these are like the closest opponents. Kind of from what we talked about. I probably have to look at other pictures, but
Yeah,
just seeing first thing, he's from Pontiac, so he's got a little fight into him. I think unlike maybe Nate Wyatt coming from, I think I forgot he's from Ohio, somewhere in Ohio. It looks like he got
I
some
think
big
so.
build. Looks, I don't know, it's kind of hard to tell because he can't. The only way you can find is like some boxing pictures, but looks like he got big chest. Looks like forearms he can take. I know it looks like a big boxing stature. I think it's like a 180. It's like I'm guessing like weight. I think 180, 190. The height, how much advantage is going to be? Probably not that much. Actually, this might work a little bit more. But in regards to height, it's probably the same, like over 6 feet, something like that. So it probably don't make a difference. So looking at Nate Wyatt, you got big shoulders, forearms look decent. Has some athleticism. I think he has a six pack. But I don't know. I can't. Oh wait, this is perfect. On the right, that's so the right is Nate Wyatt. If you guys kind of have pictures, don't look at the left too. So he has a six pack, big chest. Probably could help him in the long run. Shoulders big. He has a muscular tape actually. So I can't find much of DDG because it's all I find. Like look at if this is the current picture, or like kind of in the last 6 months, no abs. Your chest looks big. Shoulders don't beat Nate Wyatt. Forearms look a little bit. I don't know why the forearms look different sizes on the right arm and the left arm.
Yeah.
This is the left arm, right arm. So let's kind of. So how do you look at the Nate Wyatt physicality just from this picture?
Yeah, like you mentioned the forearms there. Um, Also pretty structured guy. Uh, Kind of he's trim, big chest. Pretty decent sized shoulders. I mean, not the biggest in the world, but I think he could hold up in a fight.
I feel like the one thing that I don't know, I'm not really a boxing expert, but one thing that can really hold up into a fight is kind of really with the abs and the movement. It can't. I don't know. They're gonna aim for the head, but just in case a body shot does get taken, he can probably survive a couple of those.
Right.
If he braces, unlike DDG. Well, sometimes it could help to have a lot of fat into you. Like little, or
Right.
probably be best to have like a six pack. But sometimes it can work both ways.
Oh,
But
for sure.
just if DDG can't punch that hard, it's not really gonna affect them that much, or unless it's like a Floyd Mayweather where you can, or like someone who can really, like Canelo, where you can just punch them like 60 miles per hour, or like a Ryan Garcia.
Yeah.
He probably won't survive that kind of plane. But you go the other way, Nate Wyatt can get some speed in there. It could work. I'm gonna
Hmm.
try to find a video, but who do you got? So kind of looking at this fight, who do you got physicality wise, and then who do you want to actually win?
Um, I'd like to see DDG win, honestly. Again, just watching the press conference, I think DDG was able to keep his composure all throughout. Nate Wyatt seemed like he was kind of on and off about it. Um, when Fuzi 2 was asking him questions. So I got DDG winning this one. I think this I think it's gonna be a pretty decent fight though.
Yeah, that could be close. So you went for both physicality. You went for Nate Wyatt, or
Nate
did you?
Wyatt, yeah, that's
Okay, just making
yeah.
sure. Uh, I got Nate Wyatt physicality. I think to my choice. I don't know much about DDG. But if he comes from Pontiac, I'm gonna go with DJ. I'm gonna go same thing because I DDG come from Pontiac. I lived like 10 minutes away. Well, it's a bordering city by the name of Auburn Hills. They
Mhm.
borders Pontiac. You know, he's I don't know how much struggle he's been through, but there's actually he's a pretty smart dude. Um, as I try to cover a fact, but he can, if he comes from Pontiac, it's like saying it's kind of live in tough areas. You live in Detroit, for example, it's the same thing. You live in a rough area, you got to fight your way out of it. And that might be a big instinct help for anyone who
Right.
kind of comes from those tough areas. You can look at maybe at Compton, maybe a little bit of a, I don't know how much. He did go to Central Michigan University, so he's a smart kid. Um, so he's smart. I think DDG. I don't know, it's just a Pontiac connection. So
Hmm.
next one is Deji and Vinnie Hacker. Vinnie Hacker. So Deji, give you a heads up. I did not realize this, but is KSI's brother, little brother, bro.
Hmm.
I didn't realize he had a. So I was like confused. Who the heck is Deji? And then it's like, this might not be a good picture. The one you just saw. Um, and Vinnie Hacker, Hype House member,
Hmm.
young guy, e-boy, kind of a lot of tattoos. I don't know much about personally him, but let's look at both physicality tapes as I kind of pull up the pictures here. So let's go that one and another one. I don't know if we want to go bicep only. This might be hard because you're gonna look at pictures. You're gonna go for KSI, not Deji. But some of these might be photoshopped because I don't know who he is. So, nope, that's not that guy. Let's, man, I never knew he had a brother. And it's like it's hard to tell like what's actually him or not, unless we just go with this fake one. Fuck it.
Right.
Let's just go with this one. This might not be the full tape. You might be wrong. You might be skinnier than he is, but let's just do this one. So what
I
do you?
feel like
Oh,
yeah,
sorry.
I feel like he's pretty. No, you're good. You're good. I feel like he's a pretty in shape guy. I mean, he's already been through one fight. I mean, he's got the experience. He's obviously done the training. Uh, knows what to do inside of a role. A lot more. He knows what to do more than his opponent does. I think. If you're going to compare it to Vinnie Hacker.
Jake Paul beat Deji. Oh, I didn't realize they fight. So he does have fighting. I didn't realize he had fighting experience.
Mm-hmm.
As again, so he lost against Jake Paul, but Logan Paul KSI beat Logan Paul. So one and one for the brothers.
Yeah.
So he has fight. I didn't realize he had fighting experience. I thought the Logan Paul KSI fight was only one. I forgot Jake Paul has like 3 fights on his hand. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
I thought I don't know. I forgot the first one. So yeah, he has a big build. Looks. I don't know why the chest looks so odd. It doesn't look like really on the tops. The top portion doesn't look that big. Big shoulders. I don't know how much the abs are going to be kind of real, but we're just going to say it's real. It could. And he could really punch a power. I think just so. Let's look at the Vinnie Hacker, and then I'm going to kind of go back to Deji. So
Mhm.
here's Vinny. This is one of the pictures I can find. So what do you got on him? Just looking physicality wise.
Vinny is, I don't know, man. Vinny is just,
Your mic's
he's not,
having some problems
he's
with
not,
him.
I
There you
wouldn't
go. It's
see,
fixed.
yeah. Yeah, Vinny, I mean, he's obviously in decent shape, but I'm not gonna sit there and tell you, yeah, he can go out there and fight.
He had one of the funniest. It's just like it's so funny looking at one of the videos. This Bryce Hall walking out, and like Vinny had this mood. He's like he's regretting doing this fight, and he's mentioned many times. It's just like I don't, he'll fight him, but I don't think he wants to. He really just chase the bag. So
Yeah, he's
this,
doing it for the bag. He's gonna get knocked out and walk away with the money.
yeah. So let's go to the choice now. Physicality wise, who do you want to win?
Uh, physicality definitely Deji.
Clear cut.
I've because after looking up Vinny Hackers, I'm like, yeah, because I never really heard of him too much. So I looked him up on TikTok. I was like, what? It's like he's kind of, not gonna lie, he's kind of cringe. So I'm gonna go with Deji on this one.
So for both, I don't have any boxing videos, unfortunately not. It doesn't look like it. So, uh, I don't know much about Deji. Don't watch Vinnie Hacker. Don't. Yeah, he's kind of a new guy I've heard of because he joined the Hype House. I heard of his name before, kind of
Mm-hmm.
slightly. I think I'm gonna go same thing for you, just Deji physicality and kind of winner wise. I gotta. Oh, I don't know. I don't watch KSI that much, but I do like. I think KSI is
Mm-hmm.
a pretty good guy. Unlike kind of, let's go to the Paul brothers, but just looking at that tape, I don't know if it's photoshopped or not. This probably is, but it looks like we can look at other pictures. Actually, this one's pretty good because you can see a little bit.
He's got some,
Yeah,
he's
he
got
got
some
some big
above
arms.
average sized arms.
Yeah,
That's definitely above average.
yeah, he's gonna knock the shit out of him. I think it's gonna be round one. I don't know unless you
Yeah.
want to fake it. You want to be Paul versus Askren where, yeah, Askren got knocked down, but that's kind of bullshit. He still got up, which
Right.
doesn't make sense. But what's a lot of shit doesn't make sense these days. So let's go to the
Right.
next one. The last two for this is going to be kind of the big ones. For
Mhm.
regards to this, so Anderson Gibb, I don't know much about him. Do you know much about him?
Uh, Not a whole lot. I've seen his name pop on and off on, just scrolling through the internet, but I've never really dived too much into it.
He did fight. Uh, Jake. Damn, how many fights does Jake Paul have, or is it a fake one? No, that's actually real. And then Taylor Holder, singer, part of the Triller House. It's another social media app. To
Yeah.
Tender House, so whatever case is. Same thing with Nate Wyatt, kind of the same side. Uh, so yeah, that's singer released many songs. It's just more dated Charlie Jordan, broke up,
Hmm.
cried about it. But again, that's what happens when
Of
it's a lot
course.
of shit. Not really a clean. I don't know. So let's look at Aniston first, as I'm gonna try to see if I can find something. I don't. Uh, it looks similar to. Okay, let's go with not the Logan Paul one. Let's go with this. That's probably the best picture I can find. So this is
Hmm.
from his fight from Jake Paul. So what do you look at the physicality wise?
Um, not a giant chest. I mean, he's in shape, but it doesn't mean you're gonna be the world's biggest guy either. Um, he's got average sized shoulders, good sized arms. I mean, but just going from my observations there. He's got the experience, fighting experience at least too.
I know it was from reading from it. It was a first round knockout, tactical knockout. So he got knocked out. As Jake Paul is still not fighting real fighters, but
Right.
that's for a different topic.
Right.
If he got knocked out first round, I don't know. It was last year actually.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that. So it's last year. I don't know how much he really, he's doing this again. He wasn't even penciled in. I didn't remember. He wasn't even penciled in at the start of this. It was when it was announced in March. They had a couple fights, but they had a couple that was your pick, and
Right.
honestly,
Yeah.
Gibb was recently added onto them there. So, looking at the physicality wise, he's got a big size. I think it's a 200-pound 210.
Mm-hmm.
It's just probably similar if you talk, maybe that's why I gotta go with it, like similar stature. With Taylor Holder, just big size,
Mm-hmm.
arms. The shoulders look pretty big here, though it's kind of hard to tell because it's not really defined as like a Nate Wyatt.
Right.
Chest looks undeveloped. Abs, they look decently developed. It's visible, so he could probably take a punch. It's probably gonna be the same with Taylor Holder because he's, moderate. So let's look at Taylor Holder's
Mm-hmm.
side as when we look at via physicality as with in regard to this picture. If you can kind of see the picture on the with the tank top. I think my screen froze. Actually, no, let's not go with that one. I think we're having some technical difficulties here. Nope, we're not.
I found a couple photos on my phone that I can go off
Okay.
of if you like.
Yeah, you can
Yeah.
show them.
It's all
Sorry, I
good.
didn't realize you were doing.
Yeah, like this one especially. Yeah.
That might
There we go.
be. Yeah, I don't know how old that picture is. That might be a couple years younger, but it still looks physically
I don't.
in
Yeah.
shape. I didn't go in
I don't
from.
know how.
Yeah, we don't know much. I think he posted a TikTok. Let me kind of find it. But looking at the picture at the moment, what do you kind of see in him? Like with the picture on the screen.
Um. Yeah. I mean, he's pretty. I mean, he's in shape, fit, decent sized arms. Um. He's. I mean, already it looks like he obviously already works out more than a few times a week, but fighting experience, that's a whole different story.
He did post a fighting
So I
video
don't.
and also got a haircut. So
Hmm. Yeah, I'm not sure how he would hold up in a fight. I mean, he might be able to last, but with Gibb having the actual experience, even though he got knocked out
that's
in the first
interesting.
round. Yeah.
Here's another one with the full body. Nope, now it's
Oh,
going to Bryce Hall.
okay.
Let's not get into that.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah, no.
if I can find another one, but probably can't in time. Um, Big shoulders, has long arms. I think let's look at go back to Anderson's real quick. Looks kind of small. I don't know how tall he is personally. I'm gonna probably look that up.
Mhm.
But you look at Holder, he's got more of a reach. I think that might be a advantage. As again, height does make sometimes height does make a difference. Maybe not, but sometimes does make a difference. Sometimes doesn't. Um, But if he's can't reach that far, with how Holder is, he's got a tall stature, 5'7". So he's basically 1 inch shorter than me. So he's already short, and you're gonna go up against Taylor Holder, who's actually only 3 inches taller. Fuck, I was wrong. I thought Holder was 6 feet, but still, it looks like his arms are really longer than Aniston's here.
Right.
So that might, especially if it's only 3 inches, it's not like a half foot or a foot difference. That's it's kind of small. I think
Right.
if you could look at it, if he can, honestly misses a punch, he can hit really quick with the reach. He doesn't have to lean forward that much. That might help him. I think you have to kind of lean forward with boxing.
Oh yeah.
So that's what I go with. So who do you got physicality wise, and who do you actually want to win?
Physicality wise, I guess judging from the video that we saw about Holder, I would have to give the stature to Holder here. I mean, because judging from the photo that's up on the screen with Gibb, I I don't know. Maybe it kind of throws it off for me a little bit. I mean, kind of semi-developed abs, decent sized shoulders, decent arms. I think I might have to give the advantage, a slight advantage to Holder, but I think Gibb might walk out of this one. I think he'll be fine.
Yeah. So now let's go into the big fight now. Austin
Mhm.
McBroom versus Bryce Hall.
Oh
I
boy.
did not. So he's fun. So facts about both of them, if you guys might not know who they are. Austin McBroom, part of the Ace family. I haven't watched any of his videos, but very popular. Married, has a kid, 30 years old. Wife not happy about him fighting. That's a different story. That's um, has a couple cases, trouble. That's actually let's quick close the fight. Um, has a couple cases of trouble regards to the kid, with other, there could possibly be a divorce happening. But
Right.
because of the Ace family being so successful and kind of his success, it might not happen. And then we go to Bryce Hall, the king of TikTok, formerly, as I try to find a formerly the king, well, basically the popular guy in TikTok, with you kind of compare with Noah Beck and others. That
Right.
formerly dated Estimate twice, broke up, got it recently. That's not a cheating case. Might be maybe a cheating case, maybe a little bit of trouble in Las Vegas, blah blah whatever. And yeah, so let's kind of. I'm gonna try to find some pictures right here. So, what did you kind of when you watched that fight that happened on the press
Oh,
conference? What was your reaction with it, like when it happened, like when you watched it?
when I was watching, Bryce Hall talks way too much.
You're right.
McBroom kind of knows how to keep it. I mean, I obviously McBroom talked a lot too. I mean, obviously it was a press conference, but Hall took it to another level, trying to act tough in front of him and trying to put on a show for everyone. Of course,
Yeah, and
I think
that's
McBroom's got this. I don't see Bryce Hall. He might be a decently sized guy, but he doesn't look like a fighter, bro.
let's go with this picture right here. So if it might want to load in. So kind of just looking at the side profile, it's
Sheesh.
kind of hard to tell from the rest, but what do you got here?
Yeah.
Just from the shoulders and kind of a little bit.
Um, he's his arms are they're definitely there. Um, chest looks like it's there. Um, abs look like they're developed, semi-developed, I should say. Again, judging from the photo. Um, it looks like he's training for this fight, so it looks like he's gonna take this pretty seriously,
Again, that might not be a recent
not just
picture,
going for the
but
money. Right.
so yeah, big thing we're gonna mention about the height. I don't know, it's gonna be hard to find a picture out. Actually, let's just go off the video. I found a video with Bryce Hall, but yeah, just looking at big difference. McBroom 6 feet, Bryce Hall 5'9". Big difference.
Yeah.
Um, so let's go off this video right here. Oh shit, sorry, my camera's on view. Just kind of, it's just preparation. It might not be helpful.
Right.
Nor
Okay,
Taylor.
so it looks like Hall is taking this pretty semi-seriously too.
Let's flexing with the gloves.
Yeah, of course.
And it's not like much. He's more older. Oh,
Yeah, it's kind of looks like, yeah, he looks similar to Holder, honestly.
except the
Chest
height.
looks developed. Yeah.
Yeah, it's different. So like a 1 inch apart, and it doesn't seem like much.
Right.
He's okay. I can't see the physicality being there. Cardio could be the same thing.
Right.
It's like fighting. It's not easy. Kind of with how urgent this is. It takes a couple years to. Actually, we can go with this picture. Um, so, so no. Again, Bryce Hall's on the right. No, Beck's on the left. Kind of, what do you see from this? This might be a couple, like maybe a year ago, but kind of what you see with like any change with physicality. You notice from it?
I mean, maybe slightly, but it's not like a drastic difference.
Yeah, I don't. It's hard to tell. Again, this is a long time ago. Not much. It's just you look at this one picture of McBroom. He's like an NFL player.
Yeah.
Like he could possibly be a running back, like a safety. And like that's
Hmm.
big arms for like if you wanted to do a safety role. You know, he's got NFL stature build. Bryce Hall, it's 5'9", looks kind of I don't know what you can't play a position. It's like you always want to do is always compare it to like a different sport. Like you always want to look at these guys and
Right.
compare it to like the top athletes, and like NFL is a good one because it's the same thing. Physicality, you're gonna you know they're both kind of
Hmm.
similar. You always want to be always knock someone down. So I'm gonna go with this. I hate both these people. Physicality wise, McBroom, actual winner.
Hmm.
Uh, can I say they both knock each other out and it's just a tie? They just both have a knockout in their card. I wish I could do that, but
That's a strong possibility, actually.
yeah, that would be fun. I don't know. It does happen, but um, uh, I don't know. I heard the cases of McBroom having with their kid and all that. I'm gonna go with Bryce Hall here. I think it's a lot cleaner reputation. McBroom,
Right.
I don't. It's just there's a lot of shit I heard with him. So that's kind of all with the TikTok.
Yeah, it's
Continue.
yeah, I agree with you there. It's kind of just it's a little too down the middle for this one, especially like you said with the reputation, everything. Um, yeah, if they both knocked each other out at the same time, I won't be shocked.
So we're gonna go into the big fight. So we're done with the TikTok versus YouTube fights. We're gonna have two more
Hmm.
fights we're gonna be talking about here. So we're gonna talk about the one that's gonna happen a week earlier. Actually June 6th. So this will be Saturday. So 6 days away. At Hard Rock Stadium again. Both these fights will be taking place in Miami.
Hmm.
This is so it's kind of hard to find pictures, but let's actually these physicality ones might not matter, but let's kind of talk about like actually let's do the physicality one because again it's something that might be hard to identify with this, especially with how
Hmm.
much experience Mayweather has the Logan Paul. But let's just kind of look at the pictures here. What do you see?
Logan's built. He's definitely built. I'll give him that much. Abs are there, arms are big. Um, I know he obviously trains a lot with his brother. Um, but I don't. Do I think it's gonna be enough to fend off Mayweather? Probably not, because Mayweather's arguably the greatest boxer of our generation.
True. Um, yeah, it's just I'd probably say something big like abs are there. He's so this will fun fact. This will be a cruiserweight fight. So anyone who doesn't know much about boxing, cruiserweight is anything above 210 or 225. And you know that Logan Paul I can't see him dropping down to 150. He's already a big guy himself. So I can't see him dropping down to 150 in like a fight. This is like a fight that you could possibly get knocked down in the first round.
Hmm.
Um, just that quick. It's gonna be so you look at the weight size. I don't know how Mayweather buffed he is right now. Uh,
Right.
as you just look at the recent pictures and all that, it's gonna be. I think Logan Paul he has the upper hand in body weight. And that's kind of where you
Yeah.
got to go with it. So Mayweather, what do you kind of see? It's kind of hard to tell because he's in a weight division that's kind of not really the same as Logan Paul.
Oh yeah, not even close. Yeah, Mayweather usually fought it. I think it was like 150, 160. I want if I remember correctly. He's also a few more than a few inches shorter than Logan Paul. I mean, I would clearly, obviously, I'm not even, I don't even know why I'm saying this. The 50-0 experience is there. I mean, he's been through it all.
6'2" versus 5'8".
Yeah,
It's
that's a big difference.
6 inch difference.
Yeah, he's an inch
So
shorter than me. So
yeah, um, that's gonna be. I don't know. It's gonna. So we're gonna probably both go Floyd Mayweather here.
yeah,
With regards to physicality, who do you got for that one? Because this one might switch up.
physicality, I would have to say Logan, just judging from the pictures.
Yeah. It's clear. He's been training. He's wants
Yeah.
to do this. This is something he wants to do. But I'm sorry, I don't have respect for the Paul Brothers anymore, especially Logan. Just with
Yeah,
that,
no.
that suicide forest case. That's something that
Yep.
should never. You can apologize as much as you want. That won't ever kind of gain. That won't ever show any respect or trust respect towards you anyway.
Right.
Even if like you apologize to the family, you do a lot of apologies and all that. It's not going to fix it.
Right.
So the last fight we're going to be going into is Tyson. So this one's a surprise. This one's not going to be in June. I'm trying. Why am I saying January? That's not close. So this is number. We can talk about another fight, but I don't know. It would McGregor versus Poirier, but that might not be interesting. That might be
Right.
it's kind of hard to tell with UFC. So let's look at Fury. Trying to get pictures here of Wilder and Fury. This is gonna be a third time they're fighting. They are split 1-1. Let's go. So this is a heavyweight division. This is something that would work. So this is the heaviest. These are basically the top two fighters in that division, clear cut. Fury come from the UK. This is a lot of speculation with Joshua and Fury, but let's kind of look at physicality tape real quick. Yeah, what do you got? Wilder's on the left, Fury's on the right.
Wilder is a lot more trim than Fury is.
Yep.
I'm a huge Deontay Wilder fan. Not that I don't like Tyson Fury, but I've just been a big Deontay Wilder fan for a while now.
Yeah, let's say the same thing in them too. Just kind of look at the physics. I'm sorry, I'm checking my batteries real quick. Okay, we got 22%. Yeah, he's a big guy. It's really slim. You can look at the comparison, like I always does. Like I don't know why. I just see like a Paul Blart Mall Cop type with Fury, but he can fight. It's scary. And then you look at this this picture right here. This is like that's some press. Like it's so like again, these guys can knock really quick, but it's impressive these guys can survive for like 12 rounds and just have that great cardio and just at the heavyweight. And you can always see it like a struggle for most of these boxers just can't even get to 12 rounds.
Exactly.
Wilder looks trimmed, looks like it's 6 packs. He's heavy. Possible NFL linebacker type. Fury again, it's hard. He just looks. I don't know. So who do you got winning this fight? For the third matchup.
This is probably gonna be. This is probably gonna be This is where
Wilder won first time. Actually, let me search that. So I think Wilder won first time. Fury won second.
Yeah, I believe that's how it went. Oh, who do I want to win? I'm gonna go with Deontay Wilder. Who's gonna win?
Actually, sorry, I made a mistake. Sorry to interrupt again. I made a little.
No, you're good.
Wow, 6 feet 7 inches and 6'9" for Fury. Wow, these guys are tall as hell. And they're pretty. Wow, that's pretty good weight for especially that tall. Sorry, I made a mistake. I thought it went like a win situation for Wilder the first time. It was a split decision for the first fight. So Fury won the second one, 7th round TKO.
Got it.
Okay, continue. Sorry.
I think Wilder has this one for the third one. I think he's got a chip on his shoulder. He wants to win instead of, no decision, anything like that. I think it's gonna go down. It's gonna come down to the 12th round, I believe.
12th round? I could see this one ending quicker.
Oh really? Oh shit.
Yeah.
It could end quicker.
Well, again, it was a Fury 7th round knockout. I don't think he kind of. So you look at the records: 42-0-1. Actually, wait, hold up. Sorry, that's the wrong records. No losses yet by Fury. I think he takes this one. Wilder, yeah, I know you like him. American,
Mhm.
born bred, but it's it's just you look at the records. One loss by Wilder. Wilder. He's a pretty good. So his only loss is to Fury. Um, but I think Fury takes it again. Again, he's the top guy in
Mhm.
heavyweight. You know, he's
That's a fair.
it's just the top. And again, I not might not know a lot about boxing, but it could
Right.
be interesting. I think it could be a quick. I don't think you said it lasted 12 round. I think I could expect this. It's gonna be close to a 12 round. I think
Okay.
both of these guys of the this fight was I think a year ago. Let me see.
Mhm.
So the fight was a year ago. And again, this is they. I think they had extra fights in between that time. It's been hyped up for a while. I think both of them really prepping for it. It's gonna be a brawl. If I'm like the earliest I would expect a knockout, I think there will be a knockout. I just feel like there would. I cannot see us going
Mhm.
12. But again, if they can't find a grip in each other again, they're the top two in their weight class.
Right.
You can probably add Joshua in there, but again, Joshua didn't want to fight Fury and Wilder. So I think this goes lowest. I'll go with round 7.
Okay.
But if it matters on who makes, I think just the first person to get knocked down wins the fight. And I
Mhm.
think that's the one thing you have to keep up. I think the latest I'll go at around 11. I can't see it finishing.
Okay.
Like going to 12. So look at that fight. It's going to be really. It's the first one that gets knocked down. You're gonna look if it comes up early. Like just say it's going to take a while to knock these guys down again. It We don't know how long it would take, but it would take some time. But it would just be fascinating to see how long this will just see that fight go. Again, it'll happen
For
in
sure.
July. I don't know MGM Grand again, but I might be wrong. So yeah, that's gonna. We talked about all the fights so far. Mostly with the physicality, it's gonna be something we're gonna be watching. Hopefully, I can get the access to free as I've been watching other fights. Now let's. So good thing I gotta love. Actually, I might not say this, but you gotta love those free websites where you can watch the fights. So
Oh
thank
yeah.
you to Twitter. Thank you to whatever. So let's. So closing topic question I got for you is what. So I noticed that. So this is kind of something that based off you.
Yeah.
I noticed that you want to join Ghost Gaming. This has been a brand that has a good reputation in Fortnite, also in other games too. I think, a lot of success in Gears, Smite.
Mhm.
What?
Yep.
Why do you want to join Ghost? Just like what interests you about them, unlike other
Ghost, I feel
teams?
like their content kind of matches up with like what I do. Like obviously I know they have a lot of their some of their content creators do a lot of variety stuff. Like I've seen some of them do Naruto content, obviously Call of Duty content, Fortnite. Some one of them actually does ASMR streams solely, which is I find really unique. And I'm able to I've been able to interact with a lot of them the last probably about 4 or 5 months since I've been grinding for them. They're pretty. Oh, everyone's been super, actually been very kind to me, at least from my interactions with them. Obviously their Fortnite team. I think one of them or two of them are in FNCS right now, which is the Grand Championship for
Yep,
Fortnite.
yep.
And but yeah, I feel like that's where I belong, man. I mean, I've I've seen other teams out there. Like my ultimate dream team, I'd say is Team Solomid, but that's kind of out of reach. But realistically, I think it's Ghost for me.
So I was just curious because it's like, oh, it's kind of actually, it's a good team to join. I think they kind of have to rebuild. Their team, they were a team that kind of was struggling on the money side,
Right.
but they were really successful. They had a lot of the Fortnite was really the bread and butter.
Yeah.
Especially you had Bizzle, Saf.
Mm-hmm.
There's many other names I totally
They had
forgot, but
Ghost had Aiden there at one point.
yeah, as a now he's in the New York Subliners.
Yep.
Is being a Call of Duty guy. So yeah, That's going to be the end of the podcast. Episode 50. Wow, halfway to 100. So hopefully we get to 100. It might take a couple years to get there, but hopefully we get there. Hopefully we get maybe a lot more. We'll get a lot more success over the time. So, do you want to give any shouts to anyone before we get off?
Um, Obviously, I think I'll just plug the Twitch here. Follow me at twitch.tv/GZA on air. I'd also like to give a very nice shout out to my boy Tristan, who goes by Tase the God on Twitter. He's the owner and CEO of Awaken Militia, which is the team I was recently on. I actually helped run with him at one point or another. So, and he's been a very, very big help, especially the last 3 months, I'd say, especially of my content creation career. Just kind of get me on the right path, what to do, what to look out for, all that stuff.
Yeah. Actually, I'm curious since I noticed that you have an. I'm curious, what team do you have on your jersey? Your shirt? Because
Oh,
it looks like it's a.
Cubs.
Oh, okay. Just curious. I forget.
Yeah.
I was thinking about a soccer team, football
Oh,
team. So yeah, I didn't. I saw the Nike logo. I was thinking Chelsea for a second. Congrats to Chelsea winning the UEFA
yeah, I
Champions
saw
League as
that.
well. And also, since tomorrow is when, also before we end it off, Memorial Day is tomorrow, as when this is going to be uploaded, probably on Sunday the 30th. So tomorrow is Memorial Day, the 31st. Sorry. So again, the veterans that have fallen, make sure, uh, though it's kind of the day where you got to commemorate the fallen veterans of the
Mhm.
United States. Again, you can still commemorate the current veterans of the United States who are fighting the war. It does fighting the wars over overseas. It doesn't have. You can do this any day if you want. It doesn't have to be specifically on November, in the second Tuesday in November. Still commemorate all the fallen veterans, especially the families who have kind of lost veterans over the year, especially not via war, but also via COVID. Also, all the people who have lost, um, non war veterans too, who have lost lives due to COVID. Good thing the COVID vaccine has been out, so hopefully COVID will end soon. In the kind of upcoming months, as we're kind of getting back to normal life here. Hopefully, I'll try to do a real life podcast soon, as a real life Gamer Takes podcast soon, but that might not happen. So yeah, thank you guys for joining the podcast talking about social media fights of June 2021, along with the Tyson Fury versus Deontay Wilder fight. So yeah, that's going to be the end of this podcast. Thank you guys for watching. Bye.
Yep. See ya.